You could tell us your life story, Donnie. That's probably pretty scary.
Oh!
Scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.
Welcome to a Halloween event. We are going to be telling scary stories around this nice little campfire. Very little.
Props to Jake.
It's kind of pitiful, but good job, Jake.
Wow.
Whoa.
Slay.
It's better than I could have done, so good job, Jake. Thank you for that. So everybody just kind of like introduce themselves. So everybody knows, or at least on my channel, everybody knows Hayden, but...
Hi.
That's Hayden. Okay. Next to him is...
Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hey.
Next to
I'm
you...
Spencer.
Hi, Spencer. Okay, and over there?
I guess... Megan. Megan doesn't talk. This is Megan.
Hi, Megan.
And
Hi, Jake.
Hi.
Jake from State Farm.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Okay, Pink.
Pink. Wow.
Fox.
Leo.
No, Taylor?
Leo.
Taylor. Are you
He's
not
not
say
talking,
anything?
is he? But
I
Av.
did.
That's
a dragon
moment when
or a
my
lizard.
doorknob
Yeah,
or my
either or.
doorbell
Lizard.
rings, but Sarah,
Hi, I'm Sarah.
I gotta go fix that. Sarah, Muffin, Gizmo.
I'm Muffin, hi.
Hi, Muffin. Muffin's got to feed her cat. Muffin, this is your perfect chance to feed the cat because I have to go let somebody inside my house.
Intermission.
Give me a
Intermission.
real quick second.
Wait, we
Okay.
forgot Morphic.
This is a great event.
It's
Morphic.
Oh my
Morphic.
god. Okay, intermission.
Okay, so we're back, and I have a random name generator. So we're going to pick from the list of people who are actually telling a story today. If Jake will stop fishing Gizmo.
Jake just leaves.
Fishing for likes, yes, true. Okay, so
Liking
we're
to
going to
fish.
pick a name of who's going to tell a story first. Pick a random name, Hayden.
That seems biased, but okay.
No, it literally just picked him.
Why do you pick the person who can't read? Okay then.
Ooh.
Scary skeletons.
This week I moved into a new house. This house is lovely, with 2 stories, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a fenced-in backyard, and a big kitchen. The tree in the front yard is tall and strong and does a fine job of blocking my living room windows from the street. The water pressure is fabulous, and the closets are large, and the wood floors are new. The only problem I've had so far with my neighbors are they are rather loud. Okay. Our houses are connected on one side, so we share a living room, bedroom, and kitchen wall. All day long, I can hear them banging around in their kitchen, watching loud movies, talking with their small child crying, and it's a bit trying, but nothing I can't live with, I suppose. Now, to get directly to the thing that really concerns me. It started out when I was in the shower this morning. I usually like to have music playing in the shower, but today I decided I'd rather enjoy the silence. The activity was fairly uneventful until I was in the middle of washing the hair. I heard my neighbors talking loudly from the other side of the wall, and I couldn't make out what they're saying. But it sounded strange to me, and it seemed like they were mumbling something, whispering and occasionally laughing quietly, but couldn't figure out how I could hear them if they were evidently speaking quietly. I thought they must be standing absurdly close to their side of the wall in order so it would be audible in the midst of the shower. I didn't think much of this incident until I was leaving for work an hour later. As I started to open my car door, I turned back the house feeling like I'd forgotten something. Flipped up to my bedroom as I looked up at my bedroom window, I realized that my neighbor's house shares a wall on the opposite side of the house from the bathroom. On the other side of the bathroom lies my closet door.
Is it over?
Yeah.
I honestly did not understand a single thing that was going on.
I think I like missed the punchline or something.
I was confused.
They were in his
Yeah.
closet. They were not in their other house. Like
Oh,
they
okay,
somehow
I get
got
it
they
now.
somehow got into his house and were standing in his closet, or he was hearing just random shit from his
Oh.
closet.
Oh.
Okay.
Spooky.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
My story called The Big Toe. Yes, Big Toe.
Microphone muted.
One day, a boy was digging in his garden when he saw a big toe sticking out of the ground. He tried to pick it up, but it was stuck. It wouldn't budge, so he pulled as hard as he could and it came off in his hand. Then he heard something groan and scamper away. The boy took the big toe into the kitchen and showed it to his mom. "This looks nice piece of meat," she said. "I'll put it in the soup and we'll have it for dinner." That night, at the dinner table, the boy's father scooped the big toe out of the soup and chopped it into 3 pieces. The father, the mother, and the boy each ate a piece. Then they did the dishes, and when it got dark, they went to bed. The boy fell asleep almost at once, but in the middle of the night, he was rudely awakened by a strange sound. As he listened closely, it sounded like there was a voice coming from outside his window, and it was calling to him. "Where's my big toe?" it groaned. Then the boy heard that. He got very scared, but he thought, "It doesn't know where I am. It will never find me." Then he heard the voice once more, only now it was closer. "Where is my big toe?" it groaned. The boy pulled the blankets over his head and closed his eyes. "I'll go to sleep," he thought. "When I wake up, it will be gone." But soon he heard the back door open, and again he heard the voice. "Where is my big toe?" it groaned. Then the boy heard footsteps move through the kitchen into the dining room, into the living room, into the front hall. They slowly climbed the stairs. Closer and closer they came. Soon they were in the upstairs hall. Now they were outside his door. "Where is my toe?" the voice groaned. The boy watched in horror as his bedroom door opened. Shaking with fear, he threw his bedclothes over his head and listened as the footsteps slowly moved through the dark towards his bed. When they stopped, "Where is my toe?" the voice groaned. "You've got it!" Finally, he asks, What have you got such big eyes for?" The creature answers, "To look you through and through." "What have you got big claws for?" "To scratch up your grave." "What have you got such a big mouth for?" "To swallow you whole." "What have you got such sharp teeth for?" "To chomp your bones." I think we can say that the boy's dead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This legit just turned into Red Riding
I
Hood
know.
at the end.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Bill whistled as he strolled through the park. He was on his way to meet his girlfriend Sally. He could smell spring in the air. He jingled the engagement ring in his pocket and thought about asking Sally to marry him. Sally sat down on a park bench and Bill kneeled down in front of her. "Sally," Bill said, "you are the most beautiful girl I've ever met. I love you and I want you to be my wife. Will you marry me?" Sally laughed and said, "Yes, I will marry you." As Bill gazed lovingly at his bride-to-be, his eyes lingered on the red velvet ribbon Sally always wore around her neck. "Why do you always wear that ribbon?" Bill asked. Sally said, "Bill, I must never take off my ribbon." Bill smiled at Sally and left the ribbon alone. Bill and Sally were married that June. Bill found a lovely little house in a neighborhood and they moved in. Bill bought Sally many party dresses, but Sally always wore her red ribbon with each outfit. Bill thought this was odd. Sally just smiled and said, "I must never take off my ribbon." After a few years, Sally found out she was going to have a baby. This news delighted Bill. Sally talked with her friends who had babies. Bill talked with his buddies who had children. They talked together late into the night about what they had learned from everyone. When the big day came, Sally said, "Please tell the doctor I must not take off my ribbon." Bill was frustrated, but he promised Sally that he would tell the doctor. After the baby was born, Bill gave Sally flowers. "Thank you for the flowers, Bill," Sally said, "and thank you for telling the doctor I must not take off my ribbon." Bill did not understand why the red ribbon was so important. Do you want me to hold little Billy?" Sally asked. Bill, Sally, and little Billy lived happily for many years in the small, lovely house in the neighborhood. When Billy was a baby, he would sometimes reach for the red ribbon around his mother's neck. Sally would gently take his little hands in hers and coo at him, saying, "Mommy must never take off her red ribbon." The red ribbon had frustrated Bill for a long time. He loved Sally with all of his heart, but did not understand why she needed to wear the red ribbon. After many years, Bill had an idea. "Our anniversary is coming up, and I will buy Sally a beautiful necklace. She will take off that old red ribbon so she can wear the beautiful necklace." Their anniversary came. Bill took Sally to a fancy restaurant overlooking Central Park. They had a delicious meal. Then, Bill gave Sally a velvet box with a beautiful diamond necklace in it. She opened it, smiled, and tears came to her eyes. Bill put the necklace around her neck and started to take off the ribbon. Sally stopped him. She said, "I must never take off my red ribbon." Bill sat down in his seat with a huff. He looked at Sally and shook his head. "I may never understand," Bill said. Sally gently placed the diamond necklace back in the velvet box and closed the lid. "It is lovely, Bill. I will always treasure it," she said, "but I must never take off my ribbon." "Why?" Bill asked, as he had for so many years. Sally smiled sadly and shook her head, and she did not answer him. Late that night, Bill was still awake. "I've loved Sally for more than 20 years, but she insists on wearing that horrible red ribbon around her neck. Think it's about time I find out why." Bill got out of bed and walked around to Sally's side. Bill carefully pinched the ends of the bow on the ribbon. He began to pull slowly on the ribbon. The bow became smaller and smaller. The loops of the bow pulled through, and only half a knot was left. Bill slid his finger under the half knot and tugged. Zip! The red ribbon gave way. Pop! Sally's head came off. It rolled right to the floor, bouncing into the moonlight. One large tear fell from Sally's eye. "I warned you," she said. That's my story.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my lord.
Everybody in chat just hates Bill.
I know.
Bill, you had
why
one
don't you
fucking
that?
job.
Bill and
Bill and
Netflix
Chill.
and Bill. Like Bill, why? Chill.
Bill and Chill?
God damn it.
Netflix and chill, Bill and chill.
Bill and Chill.
Netflix and Bill.
Scary skeletons.
Okay. We had just moved into a little ranch house in the suburbs. A storybook neighborhood, quiet, friendly neighbors, picket fences, the whole 9 yards. Suffice to say that this was supposed to be a new start for me, a recently single dad, and my 3-year-old son, a time to move on from the previous year's drama and stress. I viewed the thunderstorm as a metaphor for this fresh start, one last show of theatrics before the dirt and grime of the past would be washed away. My son loved it anyway, even with the power out. It was the first big storm he'd ever seen. Flashes of lightning flooded the bare rooms of our house, imparting unpacked boxes with long creeping shadows, and he jumped and squealed as the thunder boomed. It was well past his bedtime before he'd finally settled down enough to go to sleep. The next morning, I found him awake in bed and smiling. "I watched the lightning out my window," he proudly announced. A few mornings later, he told me the same thing. "You're silly," I said. "It didn't storm last night. You were only dreaming." "Oh." He seemed somewhat disheartened. I ruffled his hair and told him not to worry. There should be another storm soon. Then it became a pattern. He would tell me how he watched the lightning outside his window at least twice a week, despite there being no storms. Reoccurring dreams of the first memorable thunderstorm, I figured. It's easy to hate myself in hindsight. Everybody assures me there's nothing I could have done, no way I could have known, but I'm supposed to be the guardian of my child, and these are useless words to comfort. I constantly relived that morning, making my coffee, pouring milk over my cereal, and picking up the newspaper to read about the pedophile local authorities had just arrested. It was front page stuff. Apparently this guy would select a young target, usually a boy, stake out in their house for a while, and take flash photos of them through their window while they slept. Sometimes he did take more. My stomach sank as the connection was made. At the time, it was merely something from a child's imagination. In retrospect, it was the scariest thing I've ever heard. About a week before the predator was caught, my son came up to me in his pajamas. "Guess what?" he asked. "What?" "No more lightning in my window." I played along. "Oh, that's nice. It finally died down, huh?" "No, now it's in my closet." I've yet to see the photos the police have collected. Someone told me this one at 2 a.m. and I got so freaked out, and I
Literally, I'm never sleeping again when there's storms. That's not gonna happen.
I was like,
Oh,
no one is
it's
safe.
storming outside my window right now.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry about it.
A young boy is sleeping in his bed on a usual night. He hears the thumping of footsteps outside his door approaching. And he peeks out his eyes and he sees what is happening. His door swings open quietly to reveal a murderer carrying the corpse of his dead parents. After silently propping them up against a chair, he writes something on the wall in the blood of the dead bodies. He then hides under the child's bed. The child is so scared beyond belief, he can't read the writing on the wall, and he knows the man's under his bed. Like any child, he pretends to be asleep the whole thing and hasn't woken up yet. He lays there still, as the body quietly hearing breathing under from his bed. An hour passes, and his eyes are adjusting more and more to the darkness. He tries to make out the words, but he is struggling. He gasps when he finally makes out the sentence. It says, I know you're awake. He feels shifting under his bed.
Thank you, Leo, for making sure I never
Alright.
ever sleep again in my entire life.
Oh my.
Hush, hush, little one, close your eyes. I'll calm your trouble, now still your cries. Dream a little dream filled of screams and pain, hot, warm, red baths straight from the vein. Find your prey, devour them raw, leave nothing left between your teeth and claws. Release your fury on ones deserving, but not too quick, keep their bodies preserving. Can you feel it as the bone gives away? Beneath your feet like mountains they lay. Upon the ground, bodies piled on another, and smile as you give into their shudder. For far too long you've been kept inside. Unfurl your legs and we'll go on a ride. A hunt awaits no man has known. The Reaper will call you one of his own. So bide your time and make your plans. When they'll run, they'll come straight to your hands. Send chills down their spine, fear cold and prickly, and when they wish for death, deliver it quickly. So calm your cries, sleep in your bed, for soon I'll let you out of my head.
What the
Microphone.
actual?
You have such a cute voice, and that literally made that like 10 times worse. I thought maybe it was gonna make it like better.
Yeah.
But it makes it to where it sounds like you're
adorable
like
in
a
the
3-year-old girl
beginning.
talking about death.
Exactly.
Oh my
It
goodness,
sounded
this is
so
horrible.
cute, and then it's
It's
just
like
like,
that,
no.
like,
Like, you sound
girl
so
that's,
innocent,
like,
it's just, like,
echoing
10
in the
bodies.
hallway.
So who has a mirror or something like that in their bedroom?
Microphone
I do.
I have
I
one
have them in my
right
closet.
Not
I'm
me,
gonna
though.
get that.
Okay. Well,
Microphone muted.
there's this thing, and it says, there is a mirror in my bedroom. I worry that while I sleep, my reflection sits up and watches me.
Oh my god.
I woke up gasping for air. I just had a dream, but I can't remember what it was. I shake off the disturbed feeling I had and look at my clock. It's 3 a.m. I've never been afraid of the dark, but tonight something wasn't right. I felt something was watching me. I live in a 2-story house with many mirrors. My dad set them up so that if you stand in certain spots, you can't be seen but can view the entire room. I have an acute sense of hearing. For example, I can hear my cat jump off the couch in the living room when I'm in my room on the 2nd floor. I always have the sort of spidey sense when things aren't right. I have that feeling now. Phone started ringing. I mindlessly got up to answer it. As I picked it up, all I heard was breathing at the same rhythm as mine. I hung up. All the lights are off. I could have sworn I left the living room light on. I go downstairs to turn on the light. The back door was wide open, and now so are my eyes. I jump over the furniture to avoid the usual path and shut it quickly. I thought, this won't make much difference at this spot. I guess it was reflex. It was pitch black, so I let my ears adjust after hearing my heart in them. I touched the walls to guide myself to the kitchen. I grabbed the biggest knife out of the sink and get ready to attack. The water seemed thicker. I try to control the sense, the fear I have. And I study... Then I hear a steady drip, drip coming from the sink. I reach up to turn off the faucet and find it's already completely off. I grope for a light switch and flip it on. I hold my terror as I saw what caused the dripping. My cat was strung up by a noose above the sink, cut in a straight line from the neck down. The blood had filled the sink already, and the steady drip drip was the blood dripping from the tail. My hand and the knife were covered in blood. There was something written on the counter in my cat's blood. See with your ears, not with your eyes, or you are in for a real surprise. Just then, the power went out. As my eyes adjusted, I strained my ears for any sound. A loud boom came from the back door and I jumped and hit the fridge. Its boom kept happening but grew quieter and quieter until it was practically unnoticeable. I felt along the wall for the closet door. I opened it and grabbed my baseball bat. I walked with it in front of me to the back door. As I opened it, I couldn't help but scream a little. My dad was hanging with an internet cable tied around his neck. It was connected somewhere in his room as he went outside the window. As he spun, I saw another note. It was nailed to his heart. It read, "One in this house down, 2 to go. You're the last, so enjoy the show." I then heard an evil, high-pitched, downright disturbing laugh. It came from all directions. I again strained my ears and heard footsteps from the top floor stepping quickly but covering little ground, like a loud taunting tiptoe. I ignored it and went to check the circuit box. When I opened it, there was a note. "The lights are off for a reason. Turn them on if you please, but I promise the sights will bring you to your knees." I ripped off the note and flipped the switch. The same voice that laughed yelled, "I warned you," in a childish way. I walked back in through the back door and immediately turned on the light. I fell down to my knees. 10 people I didn't know were strung up in different ways all around the room, some by their necks, others by their toes, even a few by their hair. They all had their eyes dug out and open gaping mouths, all hanging about a foot above my height. I was crying, but I got back up. I was determined to destroy this madman. As I walked to the stairs, staring at the bodies, I heard a sound like something was dropped down the stairs. It was a blood-covered arm. I heard the sound again, this time a leg, then an arm, then a leg, and finally a head. It was my mother's. I walked back to the corners and looked at the mirrors. All the mirrors were blocked by bodies, and all of them turned to stare at me. I broke down and started crying and twitching. As I sit, twitching due to all I've seen, I look up at what caused it, at the only viewable mirror, and saw the man, the beast that caused it. It was me. The dream rushed back to me. I was a serial murderer on the loose. I murdered house by house. I killed each living thing in each house as brutally as I could, taunting them before I killed them. It was attacking my next victim when I woke up. In the mirror, I saw myself covered in blood, standing with a wicked smile on my face. Then, in my own crazed tone of voice, I said, "Told you, you were my last," and then I slit my own throat, smiling and twitching as all the colour left my body. The outsides of my vision began to darken, and all I heard was a demonic voice say, "Welcome home."
Okay, that gave me
Fuck
goosebumps.
that.
What?
Not okay.
Oh my
Not okay.
god!
So
It's
Donnie
horrible.
just threw something at me and I nearly screamed because I was hearing that story and then something just hit my face!
Alright.
Yeah.
And...
Hey! Oh, it's a perfect ending!
It has shaders on, yay!
He lit the TNT! He lit the TNT!
No!
Oh my god.
Classic!
Oh, you did that after I stopped recording.
Okay, well, good. I hope everybody had a good time.
I like how we didn't get hurt from the
I wasn't lying.
Okay, well, then,
Okay,
I was
bye.
supposed to lie.